Hi, welcome to the Vedic Astrology New Moon Forecast for February 2020. So the moon is waning, the energy is diminishing, turning inward. And on February 23rd at 7:31 a.m. Pacific time, the moon will reach the end of the Amavasya Tithi, conjoin the sun, and begin to wax again. So dark moon times are generally times when the moon is at its weakest, we'd say. The mind, being very affected by the moon, becomes more sensitive or less energetic, less open, and naturally turns inward. There's a sort of withdrawing naturally that happens right before the new moon in the dark moon period. But this dark moon is the Shiva moon, the crescent that he wears in his matted hair. This is the most sacred dark moon of the year for meditation, for prayer, and for connecting in with what is sacred to you, what is infinite within. It's a wonderful night for healing deep issues too, issues that may feel karmic, issues that may feel like you have been trapped for quite some time in. So using this time period for internal work is really important. Listen to the heart. Visualize. This new moon is also going to be conjoined Neptune, which is a very mystical and imaginative place for the new moon. It is a powerful time for making, maybe setting intentions, maybe you could say, but it's more about visualizing, just feeling what you want. The new moon will be in the nakshatra, the Vedic lunar mansion of Shatabhisha, Shatabhisha nakshatra. This is the star of 100 healers. That's one of the translations. The veiling star, this very mysterious, sacred star that has to do with healing modalities, all different also ways we discover what's underneath, what's deep under the sea. Shatabhisha is ruled by an ancient Vedic god called Varuna. There's a connection there to Neptune, so it's interesting the new moon is so close to Neptune and also in this nakshatra associated with this god that is also a god of the sea, like Neptune and the night sky. And he has to do with mysteries, things that are underneath the surface of the sea, right, deep down. So it's a time, this new moon, to dive down in there, right, to discover maybe something new, or to remember something forgotten, to reconnect with our souls, and to find a more holistic sense of who we are, a sense of well-being. It's interesting, the theme of healing seems to be coming up a lot because this Mercury retrograde, also so close to the new moon, is also in the nakshatra of Shatabhisha, the healing star. And the theme of medicine and healing and also disease has been really on the minds of many in the world. There may be a cure that's found even in the next few months, or at least we're going to get a much better understanding of how to handle these kinds of diseases in the future too. But on a personal level, this is also about how you take care of yourself and deal with your own healing journey too. So this is a time to be learning about new strategies perhaps as well for healing, for connecting to your well-being. Another thing that's going on that I mentioned last time, my full moon forecast briefly, is that Mars entered Sagittarius, and he's been traveling through this area of Sagittarius now where there's been a lot of eclipse activity, and he will continue this journey for the next few weeks to come as well. Now he's crossing Ketu, the tail of the snake that causes eclipses just right after this new moon. And this is often a trigger for things. On a bigger level, it could be something happening politically, but it is sometimes violent or volatile, at least, surprising. This could be triggering some things for certain people, especially those in Mars Dasha or people who are Sagittarius rising. So remember to use this time as a spiritual as a spiritual doorway, an opportunity to reconnect to what's infinite and true within you. The part of you that never changes, that's within you, the witness that's always been there, right? Be present with what's happening. Okay, so let's take a look at what the tarot cards have to say about this new moon, Mahashivaratri, in Shatabhisha. Okay. So interesting. The first card that came up is the Prince of Cups. Sorry, the Queen of Cups. But it's interesting. The Prince also did too. We have two deities here of water. Now, one of the beliefs around Shivaratri is that it's the time when Shiva and Shakti come together. The union of Shiva and Shakti. When Shiva and Parvati consummate their marriage, right? So it's interesting that the masculine and the feminine came up so clearly in this reading. But also these are both cards of the element of water. And remember I was talking to you about Varuna, the god of the ocean, and Neptune, also this oceanic god. The veiling star, even the Queen of Cups, behind her veil, there you see her. There's something quite mystic, something quite purifying, something quite deep and mysterious about this new moon. And then the Ten of Swords. Wow. So remember I said how the dark moon, every dark moon is a Shivaratri actually. But the Mahashivaratri is the bright night of the soul, when the light of the soul can shine. Now the Ten of Swords speaks of when the mind is overcome with worries, when you can't take it anymore, when the suffering of the world has gotten to a point where there's no meaning anymore and it's hard to figure it out, right? What's the point? And this is maybe why Shiva, one of the reasons why Shiva is connected to this dark time of the moon, because the moon is so vulnerable. The moon is so at the point of its oldest and tiredest phase, when the moon is quite vulnerable to worries and anxieties as well. And often that is what drives us, right, to search for something more, to find something stable, to find something infinite or eternal within. So if there has been worries, which there probably has been in the last weeks, especially maybe because of Mars' movement now towards Ketu and Mercury's retrograde, but this is a time when we can heal, not by controlling the mind, obviously, but by connecting, withdrawing, turning inward. the worries and anxieties of the dark moon and the pressures of the material realm are an illusion ready to break at any moment. It's all impermanent. It's all washing away. Find your way down to the ocean of your source. You are safe there because it's where you're from. Wash away, detach, and surrender. If you're lucky enough to live near the ocean, it may be a good weekend to go and spend some time there. If the weather allows, go and spend some time near the ocean. Or at least, like I said, in meditation. Some quiet time if possible. And I will see you soon on the next full moon coming up. My name is Kari Field, and I offer tarot card readings and Vedic astrology readings one-on-one through my website. You can book. I'll leave a link in the description window below. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, it's free. I write a blog that goes along with this video that often says things that I don't say in the video and vice versa. So check it out if you're more interested, if you have more interest in Vedic astrology, and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already, and hit that alert bell or whatever they call it. And I will see you soon on the next full moon. It's